Today's video is going to be all about MAC Cosmetics, so I'm just starting off by prepping my lips with their Prep and Prime lip base. Before moving on to my complexion, I'm going to prep with a little bit of the Natural Radiance Primer in Radiant Yellow and a few drops of their essential oils in Grapefruit and Chamomile, and I just mixed this little cocktail in the back of my hand and then applied it to my skin. This was just going to help plump up my skin a little bit, rehydrate it, and the yellow just helps to make me look not so run down, not so dull. It helps to bring a little bit more life into my skin. So next I'm actually going to prep with their Prep and Prime Fix Plus with the Gold Light Reflect through it. And I'm just applying that to a brush and then applying this to my skin, really working it in. I saw this at a recent masterclass I attended with MAC Cosmetics, and so I wanted to try the technique for myself. And then I'm going to take a little bit of their strobe cream in the shade Pink Light. This is the original strobe cream shade, and just applying that to the high points of my face. Before going on with my foundation, I'm going to be using their Studio Fix Fluid Foundation in the shade NC44. I think this is a really good shade match for me. Even my mum thinks so, and she will honestly tell me if something doesn't look good on my skin. This foundation is very flexible. You have a lot of time to work with it, which I really like because I like to really work my foundation into my skin and just make it look really natural and just like a part of me instead of looking like a mask. And then I'm going in with their new Studio Fix 24-Hour Concealer in the shade NW40, and just applying that all over my eyelid, underneath my eyes, to help counteract my dark circles, and then just to set down the center of my face, just to address some of the darkness that I do have around my nose, just underneath my lip and around my mouth as well. Next, I'm going to set down my concealer underneath my eyes with the shade Soft Focus from their new contour palette. I have it in the medium dark shade. There is a lighter one if you have lighter skin tone than me. And you will see this a little bit later in the video when I get to contouring as well. So next I'm going to be using their Hyper Real foundation. This is like a liquid highlighter. I have it in the shade Rose Gold FX, and I just applied a few dots around the tops of my cheekbones and underneath my brow bone, and then worked it in with a beauty blender. This is like stunning, and I actually took out way too much on my palette. It like a little bit goes a very, very long way. Like this is like the original liquid highlighter. It was so beautiful on the skin in person, I cannot tell you, that I ended up pretty much putting it all over my face, as you can see right here. I even took a little bit, applied it to my inner corners and underneath my brows as well. And then following on from that, I'm going to be trying another technique that I saw at the MAC Masterclass, where they use the Prep and Prime Fix Plus Matte Spray and just apply it to the center of the face and then pat it in with the fingers. This is like a liquid powder, so it just helps absorb any excess oil that you might be producing, hence only using it on my T-zone. And then I'm going to take their iridescent loose powder in golden bronze and just further highlight my skin. As you can see, there's a lot of highlighting going on. MAC just has such a large range and I wanted to try it all. And then I'm going to go back in with the contour palette that I was using earlier, and I'm taking the shade, I believe this is called Shadestar, and just applying that to define my cheekbones, a little bit under my jawline, and a little bit on the temples, so the sides of my forehead, and just at my hairline as well. Next, for blush, I'm going to take one of their Sheer Tone Shimmer blushes in the shade Peach Twist before moving on to eyeshadow. So I tried to keep it quite simple. I just went in with a mixture of soft brown and brown script, which is just two kind of nice warm brown transition shades, and just applied them into the crease really loosely and just blended back and forth, kind of old school YouTube styles, if you will. And then applying a little bit to my lower lash line just to help balance everything out. And then for all over my mobile lid, I took the shade Cranberry, which is just a really gorgeous pink shimmery tone, before just using my favorite black pencil on my tight line and my waterline. I don't have Smolder by MAC. I've never actually tried it, but I heard that that is an amazing eye pencil if you are looking for a black one from MAC. And then next I took a little bit of Carbon Black, which is MAC's matte black eyeshadow, and applied that to the outer view of my eyelid using a MAC 217 brush. And just blending it into the shade Cranberry, as you can see. And then moving on, I took a little bit of Nylon, which is a gorgeous yellow toned shimmer shade, and I applied that to my inner corners and my brow bone as well. After that, I just went in with that black pencil from earlier and just created a thin line along my top eyelid just to kind of cover up falsies later, as you'll see. And I noticed that my foundation was moving a little bit, so I just went in with the Studio Fix Powder Plus foundation in NC42 and just set everything in place so that nothing would budge. Next, I just set my brows in place with a little bit of clear brow gel. I don't have anything from MAC, but if you guys have any suggestions on what I should check out, please let me know in the comments below. And then I applied just some Demi Wispy falsies. Again, I've only ever tried like one pair from MAC, so if you guys have any recommendations, definitely let me know. And then I just applied a little bit of the Extended Play Lash Mascara on my natural lashes on both top and bottom before moving on to lips. I use a lip pencil in Chicory, I believe it's pronounced, before using one of their satin lipsticks in the shade Media. It's a really deep, gorgeous shade. Definitely want to check out if you're into vampy lip colors. And then finally just set absolutely everything down with their Fix Plus spray. This is the one that smells like a coconut. And that is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!